Now, Van Halen is at 60. That's more like it. And we have Neil Young. This is a signed Neil Young album. That's Live Rust. That's $12.75. I'm going to keep all these together. They really shouldn't be in there. But I'm kind of surprised Kid Rock is still available. You can make an offer on that. It is $125. Post Malone, signed, autographed 12-inch single of Rockstar. Post Malone is $400. This is MC Chris Goes to Hell. I've got two different copies that are signed, JSC authenticated. Those are $55 each. Natural Child is a 2014 USOG with white splatter. That's EX condition, $75. That was an unclaimed auction, by the way. Ace Frehley, I think Jeff, we might be done at 35 with Steve McGee. I know we're done on the Grateful Dead now. Kevin J. Reitz, thank you on that one. That's sold you for 40. And now Van Halen's at 75. Let's move that over and let's find that Stevie Ray Vaughan unofficial, even though I honestly have not even seen it with my own eyes until right now. Here we go. Our Record Store Day. An official release for Record Store Day. Gray and white vinyl, Stevie Ray Vaughan, a legend in the making. Radio broadcast only for the first time. El Macombo, $55 start. John Kaiser offered $100 on Kid Rock, sold to John Kaiser for $100. Fred Cardinale just asked about it. Jason Thomas offered $110. Already sold. Now here's some stuff that's actually been priced. We got Rich Robinson, the Ceaseless Sight.
Wow.
Rich Robinson is $39.99. That's sealed. It's a 2 LP colored vinyl. That's Rich Robinson from the Black Crowes. Pink Floyd, Live, Dark Side of the Moon, Wembley, 1974. That is sealed, $29.99. Van Halen Ballads on orange vinyl.
Opposite of what
on orange vinyl, sealed, $39.99. Over here, Ace Frehley has a new bid for $40. Rick Longoria.
Hey, Barry.
$40 on Ace Frehley.
Thank you for coming in, Barry.
Steve McGee, you've been outbid.
Let's do a check on
Van
audio
Halen's
now.
at
Let me go
100,
back
and Stevie Ray Vaughan has bids for $55. TSO Houston on Wembley.
All right, how's that,
That's
Jeff? I lowered the
TSO
audio
Houston. John LaBadie on Rich
50%.
Robertson, that's sold. And
Is
then
that better?
amenities on Van Halen Ballads. Kristen Starr, you were next on Pink Floyd. This is the kind of stuff you can expect
you hear
tonight,
me okay
because
now?
if we show anything new, it's going to be coming
I
from
know
this
there's
new
a lag,
collection
so I have to
where
wait
this guy
to get
collected
that
nothing but
feedback.
sealed, audio
Same.
file, Record Store
You know
Day,
what?
Japanese,
Let's do a
or
little test
really
here.
rare OGs.
On my
Now, usually
monitor,
Japanese,
I'm
really
going to
rare
mute
OGs.
Collectco. It's muted. Now, can you still hear Collectco? Is it picking up the feed into the live stream? And my volume that I control here has no bearing, or did Collectco just go silent? He's muted now. All right. So let me go up. I'm going to go take Collectco to 25%. Well, see, I don't always want the Collectco audio to be up. But when I want it to be up, let's find a good volume. I'm at,
which is a triple LP
that's
set,
at 33%.
each. So
hi, Valerie. Thank you for coming. Impromptu
we have,
live stream, which I've become prone to doing. But I had such a good time at Jeff's live stream. Jeff and Calvin hanging out in the...
And we have Eddie
I call it a blizzard. I've never seen anything like that. When Jeff went outside and Calvin took off down the street, I'm like, wow. And you could see in Jeff's driveway the height where he hadn't, I guess that's what you call the driveway or whatever, the height of the snow that hadn't been cleared. It's pretty amazing.
Then Stevie Ray Vaughan has
25% might have been the right number. Okay, let me go to 25. We're doing some experimenting, Valerie. My friends are helping me out, and you're welcome to give me your 2 cents. Okay, it's very sensitive, so I've got it at 26.
1986 U.S. Carrollton OG Club. Van Halen.
Barry, I've got it at 26. That's as close as I can get. Can you hear Collectco clearly now? What Chad is saying? That guy's name is Chad Williams, by the way. He's in Tennessee. Try 20. Gosh, is it even going down? Is this having an effect? It's awful low, 20%.
That is $89.99.
I can still hear him, but just barely. hear
So
on,
Pearl Jam is rearview
from
mirror, their
my
greatest
speakers.
hits. It's an unofficial on silver vinyl sealed.
You can hear Chad. That's good. Can you hear me clearly?
And then this was an unsold auction from the other night.
And I guess we're kind of talking over each other.
Which is
but
$85.
yeah, I think this might work. It sounds like 20 is the magic number. So I can mute him and talk and say, hey, welcome everybody. This is an impromptu live stream to talk about, I don't know, the games yesterday and the weather that here. It was like, when I walked outside today, it was like it was raining, but it wasn't raining. It was, say, collect code clearly 10 times fast. No. No. I can collect code clearly. Collect code clearly times 5. How about that? So I asked a question and I cut it and pasted it. After you missed it, Jeff, or it was a comment, and it was, are you sure that Calvin is a Boston Terrier? I think he might be a treat retriever. I was hoping you would pick up on that. I'm kind of stupid, but I can go clearly now. The rain is gone. Y'all can't hear Collectco right now, right? Okay, I'm assuming that Barry's just making jokes, and that's okay. I like it. So anyway, it was like it was raining because the ice was melting, coming down off the roof, off of all the eaves. It's dripping, just like if it was raining, off the picnic table, the barbecue pit, the vehicles. It warmed up to the mid-30s. I think the highest I saw was 35, but we had not. The sun came out. It had sunshine, and after 2 or 3 days of not even seeing the sun, it just gives a whole different feel to the day. When it's so overcast, it's just gloomy. It's kind of depressing. It's amazing how the sunshine can lift your spirits. I think it's pretty cool, and it felt great today, even though it was in the 30s. Indy and Bella and I, when we did just under a mile. And they were so happy to get out. It was cool. Still snowing in Rhode Island. Wow, dude. So that whole Florida second house you've been talking about is your dream, to have another place eventually in Florida. I think that's probably a good idea. Like right now, you could button everything up, get it secure, winterize it, whatever, there in Rhode Island. And you could be down there with Daisy May or something like that, hanging out on the beach, sipping pina coladas, and go back to Rhode Island when in the spring. But I was going to say football season, but that's when you want to be in Florida. And it's not like you go to all the Patriots games anyway. Got a good workout today. Yeah, I can't wait to see the snow blowing thing. Val and Barry, I suggested to Jeff, he had told me in the Sock Monkey he was planning on making video about using his snowblower when he got it running. He first tried to get it running. It had some technical difficulties, had to get things adjusted and little repairs done. But I told him it would be a better video. It might even go viral if he did it in nothing but shorts and flip-flops in 5-degree weather with 3 feet of snow on the ground. See, that's the thing people love to watch. Hi, Flow Farm. Thank you for coming in. I'm hoping, I guess I sort of have an apology for Aries World, for Chris. I'm hoping he comes in. And I'll tell if he he needs to be in for me to see it. I got a mail day, a gift from him, but there's a story behind it, and I kind of messed up. Barry, I don't know. I don't want to spoil the surprise, and I'm not going to tell you what's in it, but have you gotten a box from me? because there should be one on the way, and I was going to check the tracking today. And as is typical for me, I can't find the receipt that has the tracking number. So I'm just going to count on the United States Postal Service to come through, rain or shine, or snow, or blizzard. Hi, Kelly. Kelly Heard That is here, y'all. And it's always nice to see you. Let's see, it's Monday, right? So Valerie has her live stream tomorrow. Y'all don't forget about that, the live stream. I think a minister or pastor, I'm not sure the right title, I heard her mention it today, but kind of the organizer or lead of the missions that they go on into South America is going to join her. That'll be cool. Mandy Lee Rain, nice to see you. I know I don't think you're experiencing the kind of weather that we are, right, Mandy Lee? Northwest. So you got it all planned out, huh, Valerie? That's cool. That should be good. I look forward to meeting him. Have that Peter Chris. Oh, an 8-track. Yeah. So all of the members of KISS, when they broke up, I guess, or whatever, they split off into their solo careers or something. He shows those all the time. There are a lot of those that come through. It's not something I'm gonna buy, but they have. It's just their facial, the photo of their image, their face on the album cover. Every one of them, they kind of match. So what's on the other channel? I was just kind of wanted to show people. I've talked about before how I buy a lot of these albums. Like I'm going to show a few tonight at Collectico, and I'm on Twitch, so it's restreamed. It's simultaneously podcasts or streamed on. The origin is Facebook, and it is restreamed to YouTube and Twitch and X. And I have learned through experience that, and this is not a big deal for me right now because I'm kind of done with my collection of records. I've got mostly everything that I need or want. You'll see that. Then I got a box today. I'll show you. See, it's a whole lot thinner. They used to be like this tall when I was building the collection, and it's just only now looking for bargains or things that I'd never heard about before or whatever. And I've said before, I'm going to quit buying albums. No more. I've got all I need. Take me the rest of my life to listen to what I've already got, and I'm very happy with them. I love them, so I don't need any more. Well, if I spend any time here at this place, Collectico, I will buy one or two or few, at the right price. I spent way too much money on vinyl records, but I was listening today a lot to Bad Company records, and I like them. Hi, Kissy Cat. Thank you for coming in. Nice to see you. And anyway, so just to show y'all, I was just saying, this is where, and I have permission from Chad, the guy that's displaying these records for sale. And in the back of that last crate was a Taylor Swift signed album, her album Red, I guess is a big time album or whatever. And it was only $3,000. So I got Ava, Chris's daughter, first an album that I bought here. It was her latest album that's already like one of the top selling albums of all time. It hit that mark within like a week or 10 days or something. Incredible sales numbers. And I bought that for Ava just to cheer her up. She's got the medical issues that they can't quite figure out what's wrong with her. And for just such a beautiful young girl, in high school, the best time of her life, to have a problem like that where She loses control of her body. It just broke my heart. And I wanted to cheer her up, to give her something to smile about, even if it was just for a while. And sent her that album, and she loved it. And she doesn't like to be on YouTube videos. So Chris did take a video when she opened it and everything and sent it to me, not to be shared or put on YouTube or anything. And that was cool. And then it was probably 2 or 3 weeks later, maybe a month. And it's pretty late, not something he does very often, but Chad, the guy that's selling stuff, he said, "Hey, I've got something I'm going to bring up here. And we have 4 or 5 of them, whatever, how many he had. And I'm going to sell them a little cheaper, than I normally would." And it was the Taylor Swift autographed CD with the JSA certification, so that way the autograph is legit. And even though I'd already gotten that album for Ava, I had to. I bought that CD, and I'll tell you, it was $300. That was a stretch, but I try to imagine, what if I was a teen? What if that happened to me when I was like a teenager, or sophomore in high school? I don't know what grade Ava's in. That would have really messed up my life, trying to deal with that. So anyway, this is where I got that stuff. It's a pretty cool place if you like music and you like collectible things like that. He sells a lot of other stuff, silver and gold, 8-track tapes, CDs, Hot Wheels cars, Funko Pops, rock and roll signs, like behind me back there, that Leonard Skinner right there. I didn't buy that at Collectco. I bought that. I got that somewhere off the internet. Let's take a look at what's going on at Collectco. We got a new crate coming up. So I'm going to turn on the volume at Collectco. And y'all might find this very boring. I don't know. I just want to show. Steph, thank you for coming in. And I hate to say this. I know you're kind of sad and upset by it and confused about what to do. Jersey loves Steph. She showed on her latest video, I guess it's the latest. Today, I watched it today, and it was this phone. And it's not her phone, but this phone looks like somebody intentionally tried to destroy this phone. And she's asking the question, should she help out and spend her money, which she can't afford, to get this phone fixed, or with the Apple Care or whatever, for $100 it can be fixed back up or repaired or something. This phone looks like it's been through a meat grinder. But anyway, Steph, I'm sorry that I see humor in that, but that poor phone, oh my gosh, that person needs to learn to take better care of their phone and appreciate it. That's just my opinion. That they took it for granted and abused it. Switchback Texan, hey, we're fixing to see an example or a little sample for a few minutes to really get a feel for it. It can't be 20 seconds, it's going to be a while. We're going to see the place that I buy albums. I'm going to be quiet, which is not an easy thing for me to do. And I'm going to turn up the volume on Collectco, and I'm going to make them bigger. And so y'all can kind of see, this is where I like to hang out.
You can't bid again. That's
too many nights.
Thing we had established. That's called the Mark Fallon rule. Okay. That's
So
called the Mark Fallon rule. Y'all know Mark Fallon?
Now y'all tell me if you can't hear. If that's
Mark
not
Fallon,
a good
the
volume.
emoji guy, the guy that bids with emojis, makes everything really complex and complicated.
I'm really going to count on y'all's feedback.
That's Mark Fallon, and we have to have a special rule because he got burned by somebody on the auctions.
Presentation or whatever, you can see what's going on.
The Mark Fallon rule. The Mark Fallon rule. That's what we call it. It's in our rule book, which only I have access to, and I change it live during the sales and manipulate the way we bid on stuff. We have Ace Frehley at 51 with Randy Klein, and I'm assuming Rick Longoria, you don't want to bid again. He's out, and we're sold at $51. I'm hammering it. It's sold to Randy Klein for $51.
So I do want to say, I want to tell you, so these up here, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but what he's showing there, they're in the back, laying flat in front of him. Those are auctions.
And then here's also
people are bidding on those as an auction. The ones in the crate are just a price for sale at that price.
To Fred Cardinal for $85. We had somebody new. I made a purchase last week. I made a purchase a few weeks ago and never got an invoice. Okay. A few weeks ago, then you probably need to message Ed. Have you sent our Facebook page a message and said, hello, I'm a first-time buyer. Here's my name and address. Now, with that being said, make sure if you bought under a handle, like if your handle was I love bubblegum 5555, then you also let me know.
So I told you it's hard for me to shut up. I want to explain something else. I'm on Twitch because it's the fastest response. And I have lost out on buying something I wanted to buy because of the delay on YouTube or Facebook, how long it took for my comment to come through. If you want to buy something, you comment. I would comment over here on the right on Twitch. And the first one to comment and say, I'll take it, that album or whatever, they get it. So what you're seeing here by him on the display is the combined Restream chat. This chat in the black is coming from YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and X. Different people on different platforms. And that's what Chad goes by. The first one that's seen there, not the first one that's seen on the Twitch feed, at least for me. So that's what's happening there.
So we have Free Flight, Beyond the Clouds. This is a 1984 post-bought Fusion with press kit, $9.99, and Grooving. This is Panama Francis and the Savoy Soul.
All right. We have a development here. Chris is here from Aries World. I'm going to have to interrupt this. I'll get back to this. I want y'all to be able to see this for a little while. Stevie Ray Vaughan at 160. Barry's out. Yep, I'm out too, Barry.
And this is Neil
All right, let me mute this. All right, this is so way overdue. Thank you for coming in, Chris. I've already said in the chat, I hope you... Okay, I'll get it done right quick. While you're in the middle of a focus group interview, I get that. Here we go. Chris and his family sent me this. And this is a really nice rug. It's like a doorstep rug, like it's got it's the really rough, coarse, I don't know what you call that material, but the kind that will clean your shoes off really good before you come in the house. And I like these rugs. And I've had these kind of rugs for years and years and years. And it's nice. And I so appreciate the thought that you would take the time to pick this out for me. Chris knows I'm a huge Dallas Cowboys fan, and just a very generous, thoughtful gift. But there's a story. And here's the story. First of all, thank you so much, Chris, from the bottom of my heart. And I actually have two of those. This is an apology and a story, and it's a lot of things combined. So first of all, I have trouble remembering things, and I get a lot of packages from Amazon and other places, right? Hi, Okies. Our Oklahoma friend here, Okies Eden, is here. You came in the middle of something, Okies, but I can't double back and review. I got to roll on. Just pick up. It is, it is what it is. I'm very glad to have you. It makes me smile that you're here. And I'm glad that you're part of this community. The communities overlap and they grow, and they're like circles that overlap in different places. And I'm a part of a lot of different circles that cross section and all that. And I love that. And I love introducing people from one circle to the other circle, and it just grows and grows and grows. Chris, the guy I'm talking about right now, Aries World is the best at that. So here's what had happened. I get a lot of packages, right? And, of different kinds, things, just household things, but also other stuff. And Chris had told me, Aries World, that something was on the way, 2 things. And I got one of the things, and I didn't get the other thing. At least I told him I didn't get the other thing because I didn't think I got the other thing. But I did get the other thing. One day, and this is after he told me some stuff was coming, this rug shows up. And I'm like, man, I know I thought about buying another rug to replace the one. I keep rugs like that in front of my front door. And we use the garage entry more than we do the front door. And there are 2 rugs. There's 2 levels going up to that door. And on the bottom level, I have a rug. And then on the top level, right in front of the door, I have another rug. So I don't like, track mud in the house. And I knew I had thought this rug I had was just wore out. And I had tried cleaning it, beating it against the tree out in the yard and everything. And it needed to be replaced. And I knew I had thought about I needed to get a new rug. I didn't think I had, though, but this rug shows up, and I'm like, man, it must have been, late at night. Maybe I had a couple of beers or 4, and I ordered a rug, and I forgot. And I like this rug. I made a good choice, right? Well, that's not what happened. That rug came from Chris. And he, later on, a few days later, whatever, he asked me, hey, did you get the other thing? And I'm like, no. I didn't get it. I did not put the 2 together. And he's like, oh, man. So what he went to and told Amazon, hi, Master Bake, thank you for coming in. Are you related to that guy, Ron White? They call him Tater Salad. So anyway, I'm so sorry, Chris. I'm so sorry. I felt terrible. I didn't know. I never realized it. As far as I knew, the second gift from my friend Chris never came. And he contacted Amazon, and they're really good about that because I think, they have a lot of the Porch Pirate things and all that stuff. And they will send out another one to keep the customer happy or whatever. And Kissy Cat says beer helps her memory. Yeah, you keep telling yourself that, Kissy Cat. Or maybe it does. I'm just trying to be funny. So anyway, oh yeah, he's cursing Amazon and talking bad about them. I'm glad he didn't make a video about how undependable they are. So there's this other day, I get a package, and it's another rug, exactly like that one. It's out there. It's on my front porch right now. And as soon as I saw it, I thought, oh no, I knew what happened immediately. Oh my gosh, I'm so stupid. Error. There you go. Very error. And I know, Chris, my initial response is, man, I need to let Chris know so he can let Amazon know. But I've dealt with this before. When everything ordered and had to be duplicated was me, and they will always tell you, don't worry about it. They do not want you to send a used rug back to them. They don't want to deal with it. They got billions of dollars going out of merchandise going out every day. They ain't worried about that rug. They'll tell you, it's okay. No worries. So, it's my fault that Amazon's laying off 1,000 workers. Now I feel bad. Maybe they hired too many people. So anyway, that's what happened, Chris. And I wanted you to be in a live stream. And that's why I kept holding off, because I didn't want to make a video and say that. I wanted it to be in a live stream for obvious reasons, and I was hoping you would be there. So I'm glad you were. And I understand you're busy. You got other things to do. So there we go. So what I've been doing. Yeah, I know, Kissy Cat. You're just having fun, and that's cool. Oh, you know what, Kissy Cat? I can show you. I've talked about a couple of times about that the beer mug that I'm willing to give you. It's not a big deal to me, but I think you'll think it's really cool. So Hank, I think I know where it is. Let me see if I can put my hands on it. I want to show you this. I think you'll like it. I made a video pretty early on when I started making YouTube videos, and I went out to that guy's place. His name is Charles, and he has this place. It's like this huge barn, like a warehouse that he bought from these people. And these people wanted to have a resale shop, you know, like a flea market kind of thing, but all their stuff, really a resale shop, a big one. And for years, they went to garage sales, estate sales, and yard sales, and just all these collectible things, all this stuff that some people would call junk, you know, I don't know. But they developed or created this inventory, and it didn't work out. They may have opened at some point, you know, and tried to sell some stuff, or I don't know. I don't know that Charles knew the whole history, but it's right across the street from his house, from his little farm, and he bought the whole thing. And he ran an ad in the local paper or a local website for the radio station saying, hey, I got all this stuff, come out and check it out, you know. And he did it about the time of the Round Top Antique Festival right down the road here, trying to get some people to come out and buy this stuff. And I went out there and I bought a few things. I bought a Charlie Pride photo, big one, framed, but kind of, I would say, rustic, you know. I gave it to my friends at the Kenny store, you know, because it is what it is. But anyway, this is it, Kissy Cat. This is from the Astrodome in its heyday. It is very thick. This is a heavy-duty, high-quality beer mug. It's glass. It's not plastic. And I had to look it up. What the hell does dome skeller mean? So skeller is another word, I guess German or something, or Viking, I don't know, for like a container, like a stein. You know, a stein is a beer mug. Well, so is a skeller. I think that's what I found when I looked it up. I think that's pretty cool. And I know you're from Houston, and I went to the Astrodome a bunch of times myself. I don't use beer mugs very much to drink beer. And this one is more than 12 ounces. This is like 16, or I don't know how much this. Let me see how full this is. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with it. So anyway, you have that in clear glass. That's the private skybox stuff. I was going to give it to you, but now I wonder, how much would you give me for it? So, Kissy Cat, if you want this to match, to go where you have a set of the blue and the clear, rtsaw88@gmail.com. I'll be glad to. I'll ship it to you. I'll even cover the shipping costs. It was cold too. It was in the freezer. You know what? The Kissy Cat. Here we go. Cheers. Or what do they say? What is in Germany? Skol, right? Maybe. It works. Yeah. Okay, let's go back to Collectico. Kissy Cat, I'll show it off. In 2 weeks, I made a video already this week. Okay, so week after next, y'all look it up. Y'all look for Kissy Cat's video, and she's going to show you the mate to this dome skiller right here. Dome skiller. Yep, there we go. Well, that was fun. Okay, you keep it. I have too many glasses. You're very sweet to offer. Okay, very good. No problem. And I know you have a lot of glasses because I've seen a lot of them. I'm always amazed at every single episode of the videos that you do. You have a different collectible glass that you've come up with through the years. But I think it's great that you do that. I have a whole bunch of, at one time, I was going to collect shot glasses. And my wife helped me. She went on a trip to visit her friend in Canada, and they were right next to Niagara Falls, for instance, and she brought me a Niagara Falls shot glass. And anytime we went to a different stadium or a venue, to a rodeo, a lot of places, we would get a shot glass for my collection. And I have a bunch of them, but I quit that. First of all, didn't have a good place to display them. Just lost interest. Oh, what a coincidence. That's what Kissy Cat talked about today, shot glasses. She's going to post the video Friday. All right, so let's see. All right, there's 2 people here. I'm going to go back to, I'm going to put Collectico up. Real Outdoor Living is here. That is Dana, right? Yes, Dana's here. Dana, I cannot make you a mod because I'm on StreamYard. But I did figure something out. There were 3 or 4 people that are my friends, people I trust, on my last live stream, which was yesterday or day before or whatever. Well, I have the thing set where when you watch the replay, and I did not know this, when you watch, if I go and watch the replay of my live stream, doesn't default to showing you the chat that happened during the live stream, but you can toggle that switch. It's right below the video, right there on the right, underneath it, and it'll show you the live stream that happened then. And then I could see those people. And from there, because I was at YouTube, even after the fact, I could click on them and go make them a moderator. It worked. So I will make a point to do that tomorrow. Dana, I will make you a mod on my channel. And Tama Das Official, thank you for coming in. Glad to have you. Every now and then someone comes in that's new, and I love to meet new people. And that doesn't happen a lot because I don't live stream very often vertical, which everybody tells me I need to do. And so you get more subscribers and more people coming in. But I really like the quality of the horizontal live stream. Oh, so Dana's wife figured that out. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. My notepad for reminders. I write everything down. Okay. Since you say that, Kissy Cat. I got this one. I got that one. Got this one. There's 3 or 4 more around here. And the problem is I can't ever remember to look back at them. I write things down so I won't remember, and then I forget to look at the notepad. So there you go. All right. I'm good, Tama. Hang on, y'all. So we're going back. I interrupted what I was doing so that I needed to get that in about the apology and the story about the rug. My rug story is done. Oh, what's the movie about the rug? The Big Lebowski. It wasn't quite as dramatic or as fun as the Big Lebowski, but it was a rug story, right? Which is pretty much what the Big Lebowski was about. I love that movie. Have y'all ever? Let me show you something. I think I might have shown this once before. I want to show you a gift that I got from the Sock Monkey in Minnow a while back, a pretty good while back. It's on a stand. I took it off the stand just to show you. Okay, trivia. Everybody ready? And if you know the Big Lebowski, you should get your finger on the trigger, get your fingers on the keyboard. You ready? Who's that guy? What's his name? Just his first name. Who is that? Come on, there's lag, I know. What's his name? In the movie. What's his name in the movie? Nope, not John. Walter, that's right. Switchback got it. Walter. Steve is here. Mini Stangs, which is his channel is Miniature Mustangs, and it's at Mini Stangs. That's Stephen A. Young, and he's very familiar with that the site that I was showing earlier, and I'm going to get back to. All right, this is going to be So Kissy Cat, you got it. That was going to be the second question. What's the actor's name? Which is easy, just kind of seeing who can type the fastest. But that's in the bowling alley with the scenes in the bowling alley are just cool. So let's do a little bit of the Big Lebowski trivia. Who is their friend that they spread his ashes in the sea, or at least attempted to, except the wind was a problem? Who was their friend? What was his name in the movie? Donnie. Very good. Okies Eden got that. Now, this one's not quite as easy, but it can be had. What's that actor's name? I love that guy. He was really good in the the movie where Steve Buscemi, very good. I think Okies is going to be a really good trivia player. They have at the local brewery here, Brazos Valley Brewery, on Tuesday nights, they have trivia night, but you need a team. And I've been thinking, I got to put together a team. And I don't think the Sock Monkey's going to want to do it because I think it's too late. He goes to bed pretty early. So let me put this up. I don't want something bad to happen to it. You know what? I actually have two of those. And the reason is, after I got one, I wanted to keep one. And I love it. I love the movie, The Big Lebowski. And at that time, and I still plan on it. That's when I first thought about, I want to start having some contests and give away some nice prizes on my channel. And I have, but I want to come up with some creative contests and give away something, really nice to win. Hi, Chilo. Nice to see you. I don't know, Chilo, if you call it I had a nice weekend, but kind of hibernating. It kind of threw a crimp in my style. We had the storm come through here. We actually had snow in Brenham, but we also had a lot of rain before it got well below freezing. So we had a lot of ice. That first morning when I took my daughter to work, and I was going slow. I was being careful and have full-time four-wheel drive. And when we got to the stop sign, and seems like I'm barely creeping, and I pushed on the brakes, and we slid like 10 feet out into the intersection. Hi, Veronica. My fluffy pack is here. How cool is that? it's nice to see you, Veronica. Thank you for coming in. Golly, there's 15 people here. This is cool for an impromptu. I just wanted a couple of people to hang out with, and y'all are making me smile, warming my heart. Aries Virgo is here. Hi, Aries. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming in. Okay, so I'm going to do something right quick before I forget about it. I'm not going to forget about it, but one of the things I wanted to do, and I'm glad a good many people are here, because I've talked in previous live streams about the albums that I buy. I've got this. This is the latest delivery. No, that's the one before that. This one came today. See, they're getting thinner and thinner. I'm getting better. I told you I was going to slow down, but I've got a big box of probably 50 that I've been meaning to get to. And I started the tradition of any album before it goes in my bins, I show it on my channel in a live stream, and I'm way behind. So I wanted to show people, I've talked about Collectico, but I want to show you what it's like. And I'm going to go back to that for, I don't know, say 5 minutes. And y'all feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Like I said before, I'm going to try to be quiet. What you're going to see in front of the guy, his name is Chad Williams, in front of him in the bin, and I have his permission to do this. I mean, if anything that incites interest in his channel, he's about selling records. He's not into copywriting what he puts out on YouTube. He wants as many people to see it as possible. So, Kissy Cat, me too. Since I went down 2 sizes in t-shirts, I looked the other day and I have over 50 t-shirts that I bought, and we're only talking like 15 months. Stop that too. I don't need any more t-shirts, but I get it. Okay, so I'm getting back to it. The ones in the back that are laying flat or that are standing up, they're auctions. The ones that he's popping through in the bin are for sale. And I think you'll figure it out. And you'll see in the chat that you'll see is combined chat between 4 sites, YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch. And I'm on Twitch over here on the right. So let me give it some volume here.
I'm going to sell it to Alfredo for $200.
Got feedback. I got help from friends Barry and Jeff when I first started, and they told me that volume is about right for you. And check it out. This is what I spend a lot of evenings. And my friend Miniature Mustangs, Mini Stangs that you see here in the chat. This is where we hang out and buy records and other things. Mini Stangs has bought a lot of really cool old Hot Wheels die-cast cars here and stuff. So this is Collectico, what I've talked about so many times.
Movie music. The what? Movie music at $9.99, MGM score comp, and then New Groove, Bud Shank, Pacific Jazz Orchestra with Carmel Jones, $44.99. How desirable is the Van Halen? It's one of the most desirable records of all time. And this is sold for $200 to Alfredo's. So that is sold to Amenities. Thank you on that. Bush is at 90. Who asked first about White Stripes? The first White Stripes was asked about whom and where. It was asked first about who. We have one sold right now to Dust Gray. I have more. We need one for Fred Cardinale. Anybody else? I've got one left. No, I was asking about the LeBlanc Bleach in the bin. The LeBlanc Bleach in the bin is a 1976 US, and that is $14.99. Okay. Now, first thing is Bush is at 90, and then we need to get a White Stripes for Fred Cardinale. Not before I put up another auction. Holy moly, take a look at this. This is a 1984 OG Japanese pressing of U2's Unforgettable Fire. What a fantastical album. That's going to go up for a $35 start. I'm going to have one White Stripes left. One is going to go right now to Fred Cardinale, and that's going to leave me with one more. It finally sold. People's been asking about it. There's like, Chad, please tell me more about the White Stripes. I've got one more after I'm tagging this for Fred. Anybody else on this? Next is what's on MGM. I'll take MGM. More info on MGM. Nick Barcheron wants Some Girls. Jazz Grog on Bud Shank. Bud Shank is sold. U2's already got a bid for 100. And then over here, Psycho Circus is sold to Amenities for $150. He's also just bid 100 on U2. Darren Johnson wants the last bid, the last copy of White Stripes is sold to Darren Johnson. I need something to replace the White Stripes. Let's do something I've got a lot of copies of just in case. Now, several people's asked about Forrest Gump. I'm waiting for somebody to say, Chad, you know what? That is one of the greatest movies of all time. Let me go ahead and give me right now. Go ahead and give me that last Forrest Gump soundtrack. Tom Hanks is looking at me out of the corner of his eye. I've had enough of them. I'll take it. So first thing I have is this. Jerry Metal Guy Guerrera was the first person who asked. He's the one that has put oxygen to the fire, and now it's burning bright. And now he has said, Chad, I'll take one. Who is he the first one who asked about this? I think he was. He asked about it.
Kissy Cat saw U2 in 1984.
And then Darren Johnson. So here's what I got to do, Darren. Darren, I've got to give this to Jevy. I got to give this to Jerry. Metal Guy Guerrera.
Yep, Chilo, Forrest Gump soundtrack. Jerry, I have that.
Metal Guy Guerrera. And then Darren Johnson, I'll put you on a waiting list for White Stripes. Get behind me.
Bought it right here.
Okay. Next is Edwin Blom.
I haven't listened to it yet.
La Blom is sold to Edwin Blom. And then U2, Unforgettable Fire. The last bid was Amenities at 100. Are we still bidding on Bush?
In these auctions, I have seen albums sell a single album for several $1,000s here multiple times.
All clear and all clean on
Bush. Sports Cards and Things.
Bush is a final
We're checking out Collect Co,
Bush,
where I buy a lot of albums and they sell a lot of other collectible items
Darren
too.
Johnson, $90. $90.
Just
$90.
trying to show the people that hang out with me what I'm talking about so often about
guitar and a horn. So MGM is History of MGM Music Volume 1. It's going to have samples of soundtracks from Gone with the Wind.
It's called Collect Co.
How the West Was Won, Singing in the Rain, The Unsinkable Molly Brown, Bandwagon, etc., etc. Score music from some of those classic.
You can see it right down there on the bottom left. Collect Co. That's on YouTube.
Next auction.
Facebook, Twitch.
One of the most desirable records of all time. Kiss. A 1974 US.
There you go. Just wanted to show y'all. I mean,
that was a mouthful.
If y'all tell, hey, this is more interesting than you, Todd, put it back on that and you go away and shut up. I'll do that. But you can go, really, you can go there.
$1 start on Kiss.
Anytime you want to. If you go to YouTube right now and search for Collect Co or Facebook or whichever, Twitch, whatever you use, you can find it. And sometimes 7 days a week, sometimes on Sunday they don't live stream, but almost always 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday, you can find Chad at Collect Co selling records. And that I've never seen before. What is he doing? That's new. Okay. That's funny. I wish I was quick on the draw. Oh my goodness.
Who got the MGM? Who asked
Too late.
About this?
He was asked they had the dog up there. I was trying to over here to get to the controls and
Joseph Clark. Joseph, if
oh
you
my
want
goodness.
This, let me know. If not, Mega Blast has claimed it, and then Ryan Eaton has claimed it. And then we have Kiss 1, Kiss 6, Kiss 10,
right,
and
let's
YouTube
do this.
is sold to Amenities for $100.
So if I know Many Stanks, I know is very, he's going to be selling silver later. He's been talking about silver is like at an all-time high price. Is it like $1,000 an ounce or something? I don't remember exactly what it was, but it hit some landmark earlier this week. It was already there in like Russia and China and some other countries, and in the U.S. it was just a few dollars away from hitting this something some people thought would never happen. Yeah, I don't know. Steve, does he ever have like silver bars, like pure silver, or is it always coins? So I'm not really into the coins. 117 an ounce. maybe he was talking about when it got to 100, that was a big landmark and just incredible. Hey, Aries Virgo, nice to see you. So if it just recently hit 100 and that was astounding, and it's already at 117, that tells you something. You know, I've been hearing for years those commercials on the radio about how silver is needed for so many things these days that aren't jewelry, like electronics and other very important and critical components. And that the supply was much less than the demand, and the price was going to skyrocket. It would have been a great investment about 10 years ago. You'd be smiling now. There ain't no doubt about that. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to, just so you can see that. Now, if anybody sees something of great interest to them, and I'm not guaranteeing you I will catch it in the chat, but I'll be looking. I'll try to keep looking. If there's an album that you want to hear what he's talking about or how much it sells for, or that piques your interest, just let me know, and I'll make it big and turn the sound up. And for right now, what I'd like to do is go ahead and show. Might as well. Let's see what's in the box. What did I buy on some given night? And this is not a one-time thing. What I plan on doing, Chilo says 20 years ago, silver was $10 to $15 an ounce. It hit 100. That's amazing. Yep. Chilo, you should have bought a boatload of it at $10. That would be like almost like, I don't know, 100% profit. Gold also, yeah, gold going up. There's a lot of things happening in the world. All right. Let's see what I bought at some time in the past. I don't know when this invoice is from. This is fairly recent. The ones that I have already opened in the box, and I've talked about this before. I opened about 6 of these boxes. So 6 weeks worth. Maybe more, maybe 8 weeks worth. So that I could see what I had bought, because time had passed, 2-3 months since I bought them, and there are certain records that I want that I have in my head, and I kept buying the same thing twice because I didn't remember that I had bought it, and I needed to get them open so that I can flip through them right quick and see if I have that. When something comes up that I think I might want now, I go right quick. So here's how it works. If you mention it, like all I have to say is something like right there. If that comes up, I could type, Chad, I need to see if I have that Willie Jackson album. And it pops up in that chat that he sees, and I'm the first one to mention Willie Jackson, then I'm locked in as being the first availability. If I want it, I can get it. Okay. And then I'll go back to my bins or this box beside me and see, did I already buy that? I've been really wanting that record. And I didn't know that for a long time. And what I was doing, I had learned, man, there's probably 10 or 12 records that I bought 2 copies of. Luckily, my daughter loves vinyl records, and I would give her that second copy. So that was okay, not a huge deal. But what I said, I'm not going to just jump on this thing, so I'm going to go check and see if I have it. Well, I would, and I would say, no, I don't have it. And I would come back and want to buy it. Well, that 30 seconds, 45 seconds, someone else had jumped in and bought it. And I missed out on records I wanted, had been waiting for to show up. They were at a good price. I would have bought them like that if I knew I needed it, but I wasn't sure. So then I learned, okay, as soon as you think you might want it, you say something about it and ask a question, and that's his rules. If you ask about it, you're locked in. So we kind of have developed that. All right, there's something interesting in here. That's probably, I don't know, it might just be a prize, and it might just be a gift for someone that I think is here. I don't want to give away too much. So Steve says Chad has an autographed Yes album that Steve wants that he would buy, but Chad can't decide whether he wants to sell it or not. That must be very desirable. If Chad, I think that guy would sell anything. He'd sell the shoes off of his feet tonight if you offered him enough money. All right. Kissy Cat, the mug works great. So the first thing I'm going to show you is not just records I bought here, because my vintage stereo also has a dual cassette player. And I bought a bundle here. There's Heart, Bad Animals, a cassette. I think this was a Heart bundle. I really don't remember. B.B. Lestrange, have no idea. Oh, I saw Hardest. I was looking at one of the casinos. I was looking at who's going to play. I cannot tell you the details. You'll have to Google search this yourself. But I know that Dwight Yoakam is playing with the 2 remaining members of ZZ Top this year on like a mini tour for a few months. They're going all over the place. And I was looking for the closest venue to me that I could go see that. And it's at a casino in El Reno, Oklahoma, or near there. And it's an outdoor amphitheater. And I think it's like in April or May, which the weather should be wonderful. And I really think I might do that. But I noticed on the schedule of that place that they also have scheduled in 2026 Heart. I did not know, and I guess it's still Ann and Nancy Wilson. But so there's Heart, Little Queen. I did not know they were still performing. So they got up there. I'm guessing Heart would probably be like me in their 60s or maybe approaching 70. Yeah, that's what it was. There's Dreamboat Annie, which is a pretty well-known, or I think that might be one of their biggest selling records or whatever. There's Heart Magazine. So that's why, hey, some of the things come up, especially late at night. There will be these bundle deals. There's Heart Private Audition. So in one fell swoop, I think I filled out my Heart cassette needs. Oh, look. Interesting. And this does happen. There are 2 different versions of Heart Magazine. You see the same thing with albums. Sometimes the same exact album will have different album covers depending on when and where it's pressed. But look at the front of it. They are the same. But that's interesting. Anyway, so check this out. Check this next thing out. Let me set this aside. If you hear kind of a crashy kind of a noise, you'll know I didn't do that smoothly. All right, we got that worked out real well. All right, so they put this into the outer sleeve of a record, which is cool to protect it. Oh, look, you know what? Oh, I just noticed something. I think Steve, Miniature Mustangs, might be the one that needs to help me out with this. There's a guy that Collectco bought a collection from Steve, and his name is Fred. It's Goodwin, right? Fred Goodwin. A huge collection of all kind of stuff. Chad has been selling stuff from the Fred Goodwin collection for a long time, at least since I started going to Collectco, and he's talked about how, I think it goes way back behind that. Apparently Fred had one big collection of albums and other stuff. And I happened to buy this late at night for $15. And it is an autographed copy. Let me cover that up. So I'm covering up the name. You got a glimpse of it. Were you paying attention? Are you fast enough that you saw that? And let's take the sticker off and see who can recognize who this is. that Fred got an autograph from. Anybody know who that is? And in 3, 2, hey, Rowdy, thank you for coming in. Oh, so Steve, Miniature Mustang, says his wife and daughter just saw Hart in Nashville. Cheryl Teagues. Close. Well, yeah. Nope. Not Cheryl Teagues. You're so close. Cheryl Ladd. Kissy Cat got it. Very good, Kissy Cat. But see, a personally autographed thing, I need to find somebody. I need to have a contest and rig it and make sure somebody named Fred wins. Well, first I got to go out and find a YouTube friend named Fred. Because it's autographed. It says, to Fred, warmest wishes, Cheryl Ladd. And yeah, so, and it is JSA certified, so that you can count on it 100%. That is a legit autograph. You know what I need to do? Change my name to Fred. That's the ticket. That'll solve the problem. But yeah. So the autographed photo wasn't $15. That was the record. The autographed photo was $35. Oh well. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll tell you what I was thinking. 100%. I wouldn't have bought that if I had noticed, if I'd been paying attention and knew that it was personally autographed to Fred. I wish Fred would become really famous, like on some TV show or something. He would become known as the greatest collector of all time, and anything that Fred Goodwin collected would be like double in value. Yeah, there you go, Valerie. Good plan. Todd Fred. No, yeah. Todd Fred. That's perfect. Oh, my new nickname, Sport Cards and Thing. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Fred. Thank you for coming in. Anyway, that's fun. We'll see. I'll come up with something for that. I can have a contest. Who's willing to be called Fred? From now on, for instance, instead of Kissy Cat, everybody could call her Fred. And she could have a Cheryl Ladd autograph photo that says, hey, warmest wishes, Fred. What do we have here? There's my invoice. And I keep all my invoices. I said before, one of these days, I'm going to total them all up and cry. Then I can play a couple of albums and I'll be happy again. I spun Bad Company for a long time today, a couple of hours. Sometime in the background while I was watching videos, you know, I could still have it in the background and hear what the person was saying on the videos. And sometime cranking it up. You know what I found? A little snippet, just a little snippet. YouTube has no problem with it. And if they do, they tell you and they offer you to replace that with other music that from their library or something like that. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's do this. Well, first of all, the record that Cheryl Ladd has been hanging out with is the USPS or UPS, I guess, would be who Collectco uses. This is Seals and Croft Greatest Hits. So who, I guess as far back as that is, there's a lot of young people here, younger than me. Has anybody ever heard of Seals and Crofts? I know Steve has. Hey, Sticks, check it out. Sticks Wrestling is here. So I met Sticks through Stephen A. Young, through Miniature Mustangs, and a lot of other good, cool people. That's the community, the diecast cars people. they're into, most of them are into other collectibles or whatever. They're just really cool people. Same with the Rico Bobby. Rico Bobby, I watched a video of yours today. I watched a lot of videos today. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it was. You were ripping packs, which is cool. Sports cards and things. Same thing. Met them through the card collector community. This is what I was talking about earlier about how those circles of friends, they're different ones, different communities, and they kind of overlap. And then you get the opportunity, which is really cool, to introduce some of these to some of these, and it just grows and grows, and it's fun. And sometimes, if there's a YouTube video that they make or anything that they do, it's not really for you, no problem. You just mute it, and you help them out because they're good people. And if it interests you, you watch it. I always try to comment, and give it the thumbs up and everything, because I like good people. And if it's, I think I make videos that I know that there are people that subscribe to my channel, and that's not going to be much interest to them because I do so many different things. I just do what I find fun that day. And I'm cool with, if you don't like it, 30 seconds in, go do something else. If you have a PC or a tablet and you can keep it running on another tab while you go do something else, that's cool. That helps. We all know that. But if you can't, that's okay too. So I wanted to do something. I came up with this idea, and I don't mind doing it. I'm not too concerned about, well, I am concerned about the copyright thing, but I've done this before or something similar. It's not a problem that I have found, and YouTube will let me know if it is. I think you got to do something very egregious for YouTube to give you 3 strikes and your channel be over. They want you out there producing videos, making content. That's in their best interest, So I'm going to show you an example of what I list. You know what? Never mind. Let me explain. I discovered something. I put in a new turntable. I set up another turntable and hooked it up to my system. Now I'm going to make a video or maybe show it in another live stream, but I need to be on my phone. But I'll explain what happened. And this is pretty amazing to me. I have 2 vintage turntables, a Pioneer and another one, a Techniques. But they're nearly 50 years old and they needed some repair. And that's to be expected, right? Well, I had bought a lot of albums at the time, so I bought this other turntable. It's called a Denon, D-E-N-O-N. And I didn't know too much about it. Apparently, it's a really quality turntable, a modern, today's times turntable. And I've got it hooked up now. I've been playing albums on it, and it sounds great. What amazes me is if the needle is not even on the record, and I just tap the base of that turntable or the cover, the needle, the stylus picks it up. It sounds like like an echo in a cave. It's that sensitive. And when you drop it on vinyl, oh my goodness. My vintage ones sound good. Don't get me wrong. They have been repaired and they sound great. But I've had this Denon in a box, brand new, for months. And I like to, hook things up and test and see how it sounds. And it's just like, oh my goodness. And I can't believe how sensitive that thing is. If you bump the rack that it's on, just tap it with your finger like that, you hear this whoo, whoo, whoo. It's picking it up, and it's the stylus is sitting on the resting post on the thing. It's cool. So, Rico Bobby listens to a lot of underground music, so it's usually not an issue, meaning it's not copyrighted because YouTube never heard of it, right? It's that obscure. Holy cow. Kissy Cat has a Yamaha stereo system with Klipsch speakers. That is impressive. That is That's nice. I hope you use that and enjoy it, Kissy Cat. I know you listen to music in the background and you figured out that that doesn't come through on your videos. You can kind of barely hear it sometimes that something's playing, but you can't tell what it is, and YouTube's never going to pick it up. Sticks is saying some copyrighted stuff is okay to play and some is not. That's true, Sticks, and that's if you're not monetized. The game changes when you're monetized. If they feel like you're trying to make money off of copyrighted stuff, and it's more than a minute from what's in their library, it does become a little bit of an issue. But they give you a chance to correct that. So what I was going to do was put on the first side play the first song on the first side, which is Rock and Roll Fantasy, I think, of the Bad Company record that I have on my turntable right now. But I shouldn't have gone there because now's not the time. I had a plan already on doing that with my phone so I can show something else. The sensitivity of that denim. Okay, so the story behind this one is I realized that something came up recently in a live stream that I did, and it was about Sting and the Police. And I had known years ago that Sting was a wrestler. And I thought it was the same Sting that had been the lead singer of the Police and then had a career of his own. And somebody, Barry or somebody, questioned that and said, no, Sting wasn't ever a wrestler. Well, he was, but it was a different Sting. So I went back and looked it up and everything, and I found that out. And so I went and double checked, and I liked the Police and I liked Sting. And I was very light on their record. Didn't have anything of theirs in my collection, so that's why I bought this. When it came up, it's only in very good condition. So there's very good VG Plus, which is very good plus, and mint, near mint. All these they rate the condition of the records, but Collectico is very conservative about I have found they're very conservative about their grading system. And you can see that is a super clean record, and they only graded that to VG. And it's probably because of the wear on the album cover, which is not bad. You see the spine has a lot of wear on it. That doesn't bother me at all, because I buy this for the music, not because it's pretty. All right. So what else did I buy that week? Not a lot. There's only a couple left for that week, and let's see how long I've been going. Over an hour. So we'll finish off this box and call it good. It's 8:30 at night. Oh, Kissy Cat is a 5 CD player. So Kissy Cat, your Yamaha system, you don't have a turntable for it? If it has a receiver, I really think you need to get a turntable because vinyl rocks. Vinyl is king, and by a long ways. CDs sound fine. I have a bunch of CDs. I have a CD player. It's a part of my system. Y'all might have heard me say I like greatest hits, best of, and live albums because you get song after song after song that's really good. And this goes back to my youth. Charlie Rich was really big, and I like classic country in addition to classic rock. And Charlie Rich had a run of some really big time songs, #1 hits or whatever. The Most Beautiful Girl, A Very Special Love Song, Since I Fell for You. Behind Closed Doors, well, that was huge at one time. It seemed like they played it every other song on the radio for a while. And, so got that, I'm sure, got it for $9.99 late at night. Charlie Rich. And check it out. Oh, empty box. Good thing that was an empty bottle too. All right. Let me catch up on some chat. Yeah, New Country just doesn't do there. I take that back, and I want to add. Texas Kissy Cat says she hates New Country. Oh, she does have a separate turntable. It's a cheap one. Barry Sting is one of my favorite bass players. Sting, wrong Sting. Yeah. Well, there were two Stings, and I didn't watch the wrestling, but I was just mistaken. Back in the day, I heard of Sting, a wrestler, and Sting was a athletic-looking guy, and some artists did that. They got in the ring with the WWE and all that stuff, and so I made an assumption, and I was wrong. In Sports Cards and Things, Rico Bobby, I cannot make y'all mods. I know you're good people, and I can trust you. But on the replay tomorrow, and I replay the chat that happened tonight, I will be able to click on you and make you a mod on my channel, and I promise I will make a point to do that. So Rico Bobby says, I told Steve I have a bank vault with a record collection from a DJ with around 250 records. Going to try to get a quick video of the whole thing, then maybe some deeper dives of what's there on my channel. I look forward to that, Rico Bobby, and I really encourage you to do that. That's good content right there. And Sports Cards and Things says he's surprised to see they still make CD players. I was looking at one with a 6-disc changer and put it on my wish list. Yeah, they still make them. And my vintage stereo guy, Tom Miller, that restored my Pioneer vintage stereo system from 1970. And speakers, the whole thing. The guy's he's like world class vintage stereo repair guy. He's been doing it for over 50 years, or been in that business, going back to the days that they had tubes and the stuff, and all through the thing. He used to set up sound systems for big time concerts. And anyway, he knows what he's doing. And he was telling me that if you just want it to sound good and be, he says a DVD player is better to play CDs on for music than a CD player is, because it won't jump around or skip it. He explained the technical thing to me about how it locks in on what it's playing. It won't jump, and in the car or something, you might, if you hit a bump or something, or whatever. Anyway, that's the deal in the industry, to play your CDs on the DVD players. So what was I going to do? I have a feeling I thought about something and I forgot. I got tied up with the chat, which is cool. Y'all have some there was somebody that I was going to reply to a comment. That's what it was about. Oh my goodness, Jeff's been out shoveling snow again. Hopefully he was recording and he was in shorts and flip-flops, which is what I keep recommending for a viral video. And then you could do one about the frostbite and the toes falling off. All right, let's look at, there's still 13 people here. I don't know. I'm enjoying myself. I'm not ready to go to bed anytime soon. So if you got something to do, it's late at night. Don't feel like, because you're my friend or because I support your channel or for any other reason that you need to stay here, you're welcome to go. But I think what I'm going to do is just pop. Let's see what's going on at Collectico. I'm going to go away for, I don't know, a few minutes. Wait, I'm going to be watching and see what's going on here. See what Chad's up to. Give him some volume so we can hear him again.
Elf. Yes, this is Ronnie James Dio. New sealed music on vinyl, $39.99. Did I hear Pearl Jam? You did. Rearview mirrors, new and sealed 2 LP. Greatest Hits Volume 1, $39.99. Did you hear Iron Maiden? You did. Which Iron Maiden? Iron Maiden Somewhere in Time, $33.99. Timothy Horn on the Jim Croce. Thank you. Still got Charlie Brown Thanksgiving over there. I think the only thing we're done now on then is Tears for Fears, sold to Shannon Mashaka for $80. The Michael Jackson is Dangerous, $38.99 on that one. And I think we're done on Goo Goo Dolls. That one's also sold to Shannon Mashaka. She's racking up tonight. That's sold to Shannon for $90. El Snapatan said he does want that Iron Maiden, Somewhere in Time. You got it. That still leaves Elf, Michael Jackson, Dangerous, and anything else that was asked about. And then Kiss is moving to 170 with Ralph Venturino, 170 on that. Tears of Fears just sold for 80. Next auction is going to go up right now. Incubus, and this is called Morning View, and this is a real 2001 OG. A 2001 US OG, once again, with promo sticker over barcode. A promo sticker over barcode and original under sleeves. Almost VG Plus condition. A $55 start on Incubus. Bob Doan on Elf. And that is officially filled in my crate. And then we're ready for another one over here, okay? Let me see what I can do with this and this. 1 second.
Chad has an awesome memory. You might be able to tell over a little bit of time as you watch him, and keeping up with all the chat and who bid on what and who offered what, all that stuff. I don't know how he keeps up with it as fast as he does. And some nights he drinks like 3 or 4 Monsters, and you can tell it, but he just keeps rolling and does a really good job. And I think I used to have a really good memory when I sensed that Chad's maybe in his 30s, early 30s maybe, but I don't know that for sure. But he sure got a good memory. Okay. The other thing I'd like to mention is some of these bands, some of the artists, these records he sells, and some of them sell for a lot of money. I've never heard of them, the artists.
170. Kevin Gladden, I'm going to make sure you say done. And then we're at Incubus at $70, okay? Here we go. Moving on. Now, if y'all haven't heard already, the only person that was able to make it to the store today, as far as regular staff, was Paul, and he marked a crate. We've already gone through it. The other person was Tanner, and I think Jake might have been here earlier too, or maybe Jake was watching from his house, and when he gets here tomorrow, they've got to tag everything. With that being said, we're virtually empty on new arrivals tonight. But the good thing is we have an incredible amount of incredible auctions. I've got stuff I can price live, and we can always go through discount. We've almost went through already our entire new vinyl inventory. We've probably sold a whole crate of it. That's great. We're expecting a lot tomorrow. I've got to order a lot because I still got waiting lists from Thursday and Friday and Saturday. None of that's even...
If he does a discount bin, we may just buy an album. I'm not going to buy something that I don't want or that I don't need, but if at the right price, something that I desirable, show you what it's like. I might put my name up there and buy an album. We'll see. It needs to be a discount bin, though.
Through this half-off vintage crate, we're going to be pricing other stuff. Some of this might have been shown half off late the other night, but we're going to show it half off one more time, just because that's about the only thing we have left to do. We got half off records to show.
Half off. This is a possibility here, and I'll check the chat. I'll be glad to listen to input, see if you have any suggestions. Oh, let me know what you think.
Sweet half off vintage crate, and then we'll do another one and another one and another one, and then I'm also gonna be pricing stuff live. Okay, so we still got, even though there's nobody here, I gotta have them here tomorrow.
This is my time of night, half off.
But it makes it difficult when I don't have 20 crates behind me. When I have 20 crates behind me, like priced and ready to go, we can just keep rolling. But when I start having to go, okay, what am I going to do next? We went through everything in the store. The people start getting restless. Incubus is a 2001 USOG. Yeah, a USOG, something I don't get too often. Nearly VG Plus is the grade from Laura, right on the borderline. And then Kiss is up to Kevin Gladden. Ralph Venturino has it for 180. Okay, 180. Let's move that right over there. There's Kiss Unplugged. And then Incubus. Incubus right over here is at 78 with Seth You're Fired. And let's move on with one more new auction. And then I'm going to price some stuff live. Next auction is going to go up right now. Soul Asylum. Soul Asylum is an 84 USOG. Don't get this one too often. Say what you will. VG Plus, a $35 start. Everything in this crate is half off. No more, no less. Okay? Here we go. We have Blanket of Secrecy. Ears Have Walls. $6.50. These are pretty simple. They're half off and they're no more, no less, and everything in here is super clean. Bandit, Partners in Crime. Bandit is $7.50. And Age of Chance, 1,000 Years of Trouble. $5, a gold stamp promo with hop sticker. A Drop in the Gray, Certain Sculptures, gold stamp promo, $7.50. Cat Stevens, Back to Earth. Cat Stevens is $7.50. And the Sharks, 7 Deadly Fins. This is $5 for the Sharks. Also, one more, Jaw Wobble. Going to be a big discount on this one. Now just $25 for Jaw Wobble. Okay, let's go back to the front, and let's see what we have. Incubus, 78. Incubus, 85. Incubus, 86. Incubus, 80. Soul Asylum, 35. Bob Panozniak on Blanket, and that's so to Panozniak. Blanket of Secrecy. Mega Blast on Age. Age of Chance, so to Mega Blast. These are half off, no more, no less. Then Soul Asylum 35, then Incubus 90, then Incubus 91. Joseph Clark on the Sharks. Alfredo on Cat. There's Cat Stevens. And over here, we have Paul Peterson on Jaw Wobble, and Kiss Unplugged is sold. OG with poster promo mark, and this is sold. Ralph Venturino, $180. Now, it still looks like they're bidding on Incubus. It's just got a new bid for 91, and then another bid for 90, and Soul Asylum hadn't been up too long. Stephen Douglas on Bandit. We're going to be doing half-off vintage crates because that's our only choice. Plus, I still got to price some stuff live. Let's go ahead and put up another auction, though. We're ready for another Kiss auction. I was made for loving you. We have a 79 Pittman OG with poster. Folks, this is a nice one. This isn't some worn-out copy. This isn't some copy that's been through the ringer at a couple of college parties. This is the real one. This is Kiss Dynasty. We have a very nice poster, crisp and clean with no punch holes or anything. No pinholes is what I meant to say. The vinyl is a clean EX. It has a nice inner sleeve and a nice jacket. This is a real OG Dynasty. Nice. A $50 start on that one. Let's keep going through the half-off records. Billy Chinook, Learning to Survive in the Modern Age. Gold stamp promo, just $5. We have Face to Face. That's now just $7.50. 1984. What else is half off? Fairport Convention. Gold stamp promo, $7.50. What was the last bid on Soul Asylum? It's up to Fred Cardinale. Matthew Hendon bid $35, and Fred Cardinale, you tied him. Now Kiss is at $50. Now it has another bid for 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 $50. Now Incubus is at $100. Now it has a bid for $100. And now we're waiting for Soul Asylum. Next is Julian Cope. This is $10, gold stamp promo. And Fashion Fabrique. Fashion is $7.
I was first to open the bidding at 50 on the Kiss, but there's no chance. I'm not going to bid anymore. But I will get outbid. But you never know.
However, I do know what this is right here. I never did get to this the other night, and this is not cheap whatsoever. New
Kiss is already at 60.
Right,
I don't know if y'all
like
can read
vinyl too, there's
the
a
restream chat,
over a
the one in the black.
Barcode over
it's
a barcode
the
usually
album crate.
means colored vinyl.
But,
and this is Queen Rock Montreal.
What do y'all
not
think?
Showing up as colored vinyl.
Should I go to
sealed,
jump
and
to
let's
75 on Chris and see what happens? I really don't have.
It's a
don't have a great desire for that record.
Queen.
The only reason I would even bid on it is
$44.99. Let's put it in a brand new
because of
sleeve.
this live stream and having fun with it and for entertainment purposes. That's a lot of money for a little quirky thing. I mean, they have something to show for it. A really nice album, highly desirable album. And I'll tell you, one of the things I think this album only appreciate and value.
I'm going to be looking it up, pricing it very fairly.
Let's see where Kiss is now.
Here we go. First thing is Troy Robinson on Face to Face. Now, Incubus 105, Soul Asylum 39, and Kiss is at 100 with amenities. Anybody else want to bid more than 100 on Kiss? Incubus is at 111, and Soul Asylum.
So 75 wouldn't have done it for the Kiss album. It's up to 100 already.
Yeah,
wow, I'm out. I guarantee you, I'm out.
Half off crate. Joan Armour trading Secrets. Joan Armour trading just $5. Hop sticker. I might do a bundle deal for everything that's left. So if you grab something now, fantastic. If you don't grab it now, it could be bundled at the end. Kiss has a new bid for 101. What about the Coyote Sisters? That's a gold stamp promo, $5 on the Coyote Sisters. And Mark Egan, Mosaic. Mark Egan is now just $5 a gold stamp promo. Guess what? Soul Asylum has a new bid. Incubus has new bids. And amenities, you've been outbid on Kiss. Mike Torrey's bid $101. Fredo's bid $160. That's a heck of a jump. Flash Con, K-A-H-A-N. That's $5 for Flash Con. And Color Me Gone is $10.
Somebody just took the Kiss from 101 to 160. So I'll tell you what I think it probably happened. There are other places like Discogs, which is the marketplace. It's like eBay, but only for music, mostly vinyl. And you can go look at that album in that condition, what they're selling for. And people will go do that on their other monitor on the side or whatever. And they see, oh man, there's not even one in that condition available. And I want that. And some of these people have a lot of money and they want what they want, and it gets crazy. But that person apparently wants that album to take it from 100 to 160 in one fell swoop.
Also out on Incubus, an OG Incubus, Matthew Hendon, 125. He also has Soul Asylum for 39, and Kiss is a final call for 160. The Dice is $5. The Dice is $5. The Dads is $7.50. The Fools, Wake Up, It's Alive. The Fools is 10. Gerald Whitworth says he'll take Queen. Great. I love selling something. That means I'll price another one. I know how much this should be. This is Black Label Society, sealed, Stronger Than Death, $29.99. I'm pricing this one live right now. That's being priced live. Ooh, there's a Lenny Kravitz record over here. There's some stuff over here that I'm pricing live that I might say, let's.
Hey, somebody do a super chat for $400. You want to snag that Kiss? That'd be cool. I'll bid 200, and it's 400 because YouTube takes 50%. I would only get 200, and I could buy the album. So step right up if you want to send a super chat for $400. We'll buy a record.
Back Firefalls there, 5 and 5 on those. Fred next on Black Label, John LeBeatty next on Black Label, and Scott Oman on Color Me Gone. Color Me Gone sold to Scott Oman right here for $10. Okay, we're done on Incubus. That is sold to Matthew Hendon for $125. Okay, I lost Nick Bargeron on Soul Asylum, so that's sold for $39. No, he did bid $41. He right after Gerald Whitworth. Soul Asylum $41, and now Matthew Hendon's at $44. And then Kiss is sold for $160 to Alfredo. That's done. $160 to amenities. Let's put that away, and let's put this in here, and then we got to do that. Then don't forget, I got to do some of this over here. Okay, I'm going to read through these records quickly one more time, then we're going to go right into another half off crate. So Fred next on Black Label, then John.
So there's still 9 people in here. I don't know what to do. You're going to say this crate is done. He's flipping through the same crate again to see if anybody missed anything and they want it. And I'm inclined to just go ahead and tell y'all. Rico Bobby says Coletco said they have one coming up. I think his name is Lenny Kravitz. That's not my kind. I'm sorry, Rico Bobby. That's really not my kind of music. I know he's famous and he plays like a horn or something, like I don't know. Yeah, so I saw a YouTuber. He posted a video. I think it was a surfer that he got $100 super chat, and he showed his thing. You know where it tells you how much you get, and he got $49.95 or something, like $50 of each of the 100. So he got that day. It was some big landmark or accomplishment he had received, and two different people gave him $100 super chats. And of the $200, the super chats they gave him, he got $100 into his account at YouTube. And that's after, I guess, taxes. I think they take the taxes out and the YouTube cut.
At 125, we have A Drop in the Gray, $7.50. One more time here. A Drop in the Gray, certain sculptures. Billy Chinook is $5. Fairport Convention is $7.50. Julian Cope is $10. We have Fashion for $7.50 for Fabrique. Brian Ferry is $13.50. John Armour Trading is $5. The Coyote Sisters is $5. Mark Egan Mosaic is $5. Flash Con is $5. We have The Expression for $10. Dream Boy is $7.50. Gold Stamp promo. The Dynatones is $5.
So y'all have already seen these albums. I have a question. Does anybody want to hang around and see the other crate? Put one if you want to see one more crate, and put two if you know it's time to go. We've seen it, done that, whatever. If this is of interest to you and you want to hang out a little bit longer, I'll hang out for another whatever 20 minutes it takes Chad to go through this next crate and see what happens, which I might be doing anyway. So Many Stangs is sure he watches this all the time on his own computer, but that's cool. I get it, Steve. If you want to hang out together, that's fine. You know, there's still 9 people here, and I don't care if there's 2 people here. If you're enjoying it, yep, Steve be watching anyway. And tonight, when we're done, when I close this, I'll be going probably and playing spades at Hardwood Spades. But I'm good. I'm good for a while. Let's hang with it. Let me fire Chad back up. So, see, he goes through that a second time because always some more of them sell. Like people, you know what? I was thinking about it that first time through, and you know, I think I'll go ahead and buy that, and they do.
Now,
he's a great salesman. He's really good at what he does at this place. He got a system down. And I'll tell those of you that don't know, I mean, I know Steve knows, but I don't think anybody else does. This was a brick and mortar record store, right? Going way back. Chad's dad owned it. They had a family record store. And up until just a few years ago, not that long ago, that's what they were. And he got the idea. He started hawking records on the internet. And it has grown now to they're buying huge collections for hundreds of thousands of dollars for inventory because he sells. So if you're going to sell records 6 days a week he starts about 5 to 6 o'clock, somewhere in there in the evening, and he goes till usually at least midnight, but more often than that 1 or 2 a.m. Central Time. If you're going to do that 6 days a week, you have to have a lot of inventory. You got to turn over a lot of records. So his staff, he has people that know what they're doing that go all over the United States and other countries and buy these huge collections. And what happens, there's somebody, and for decades, they collect vinyl records. That's their passion, right? And a wealthy person, they have thousands and thousands and thousands of records. He's talked about some of those collections he's bought, and they'll have a very iconic record. And in that collection, there will be 6, 8, 10 copies of mint or unopened, new, just really nice copies of that record. In that same collection, this collector bought multiple copies of one of their favorite records. And That's what he does. That's where this inventory comes from. And then the stuff that's been opened and used, he has a staff, and they take these records that they bought from these collections, and they open them up, and they clean them, and they grade them. You know, or is this record in poor condition? Which he wouldn't sell a poor record. Like, he'll put that in a dollar bin at the store. But if they're very good or better, very good plus, near mint, minus, near mint, mint. I don't know, Steve might say whatever the other grades are, but they go through this process and then they price them. They have to go do the research. These people are doing that in the background. What is this record worth? What's it selling for? We need to price this appropriately, right? So all that happens before they ever show up here on the site. So that it's their business model has changed drastically. And he's a very wise young man to have taken his family business to these heights. And I don't know how much money he's making. It's a lot, and he deserves it. He's made good business decisions, and they work hard, and he's got great people that work with him, and it's a good deal.
Then Wednesday morning, they're probably going to be keying in. And then Wednesday afternoon, when Ed gets here, he'll start invoicing. So we hadn't went back and purged the new vinyl videos. We haven't went back and put anything off the racks. And I don't think they've even tagged all the flip crates yet. So
bad producer.
We got a lot to do. First thing I have is this. I've got Kiss at 25, Kiss at 30. What is the Sparks? More info on Sparks. Sparks is a 1974 UK EMI OG. The vinyl's in EX condition. EX condition. That's Sparks, and it's a $30 start. And then we had a bid for 30. And then Kiss got a bid for 37. Kiss Destroyer is an OG VG. An OG VG, original inner sleeve. And that's at 37. And then over here, we have Eve. What is Eve? More details on Eve. Condition on Eve. Eve 6, speaking code, a 2012 USOG. And Eve is a 2012 USOG limited edition vinyl. More half-off stuff, no more, no less. Right off the bat, Alan Toussaint Motion. Alan Toussaint is $10, no more, no less. We have Let's Talk About Love, Modern Talking, an 85 German synth pop. How much? $12.50. And we have Invisible Man's Band, Really Want to See You. Invisible Man's Band, $75. I mean, $7.50. The Fifth Dimension, go where you want to go, do what you want to do, up and away. $7.50 on that. Adam Bernardi on Alan Toussaint, that's sold to him. So let's go over here. We have Sparks is at 42, Kiss is at 40. Adam Bernardi got Alan Toussaint. Alfredo's done on Kiss. Sparks has a bid for 45. Eve 6 is just a $35 start. Then Matthew Hendon's bid 35. Then Jim B is in at 35. Oh my gosh, Jim B is bidding on Eve 6. Oh my gosh, everybody go to discogs.com right now and type in that information because it must be at a steal of a price. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. Somebody go check that out right now. Oh no, Jim B is bidding. This could be the end of all things to come. Japanese Kiss CD, sealed Rock and Roll Over, a $25 start. That's now for bid. A sealed Japanese Rock and Roll Over, 25 on that. Next is Daniel Farrow on the Fifth Dimension. We're going through also a half-off crate, no more, no less. So we still got Modern Talking for $12.50. That is the second album. And we have right over here, the Invisible Man's Band, $7.50. All right, it's time to price a record live. Right now, we're going to do it live. And Jake has informed me there's a new button on my Stream Deck. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see if it works, Jake.
I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. F it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Wow. That might be the greatest thing I've ever seen. We're going to price it live. I am going to, right now, tell you how much this is. I'm going to do it live. I'm pricing this record live right now. Shout out to Jake, who is somehow remotely watching from his house and changing things on my computer and adding functions. I don't know what you call this sorcery, but somehow he's able to do this kind of stuff. And this record is sealed for $39.99. Wowie wow. George Harrison live in Japan with Eric Clapton. Oh my goodness. Sealed George Harrison, $39.99. Holy moly. George Harrison, $39.99. No records price, that's okay. We'll do it live. And we're probably going to sell all. There's only one thing left that's off price tonight. And we're not going to keep that. We're going to keep that streak going when somebody right now gets this. And Kevin J. Reed said, Chad, ring me up, add it to my cart. I'll take it. So did Kevin J. Reed's. Wow. Let's get back to the half off stuff. Joe Jackson, $10. No condition notes on anything in here so far. $10 on that. Hudson Brothers, totally out of control. The Hudson Brothers is $5. And we have the Fifth Dimension, the July 5th album. Folks, these are half off, no more, no less. $7.50, Slappy White, as referenced in Seinfeld. A Seinfeld reference, Slappy White, sealed for $7.50. And Fairchild is just $5. I think we're done on Kiss. Mike Torres, you were at 28. The last bid on this, I think we're out of order. Bob Panozniak bid $40 on Kiss about 3 minutes ago. So Kiss Destroyer is at $40 with Bob Panozniak. That was about 3 minutes ago. Then somebody laid down a $25 bid and then another $25 bid, and then somebody bid $28. But Bob Panozniak has said, not so much, my fans. Not so fast, my friends. Not so quick, buddies. I'm already at $40. And then over here, we have Eve 6. Now, this started at 35. Where's it going to end at? The last bid is Shannon Mashaka at 55. And then Sparks, the opening.
Can you imagine the meeting with the band Kiss, or Overtime, however that happened, that somebody came up with the idea of, hey, let's dress up like this. We could put on some makeup, white and black, and do this and this and this and this. I mean, how did that happen? How did they come up with that, idea? And it sure worked, But I would love to have that captured on video to put on YouTube, right? All the different phases of how that developed.
Okay, so let's do this. Destroyer, I forgot I even put that up. That is sold for $40 to Bob Panozniak. So if you were still bidding on this, my bad. I forgot I even laid that up there. Bill O'Reilly distracted me. Mike Torres has that for $28. So if you're still bidding, go right ahead, okay? Now, over here, we have Eve at $39 with Fred Cardinale. Now, I don't think you have moved the auction needle anywhere. The high bid on Eve is $50. Fred Cardinale, the high bid on Eve is $50, and Sparks is sold to Red Betty. I'm selling that because that bid was like 10 minutes ago when no one else has bid. Sparks is sold for $40 to Red Betty. Nice pickup. Okay, so there we have it. And now back to the half off. So nobody on Fairchild, nobody on Fifth Dimension, nobody on Joe Jackson. This is a half off crate, no more, no less. Blue, another Time Flight. Blue.
I still wouldn't mind buying an album on my live stream, but it's got to be something worthwhile that I actually would like to have.
And introducing Lobo is a gold stamp promo, $5, and Neil Diamond Rainbow. Neil Diamond is $6.50. Neil Diamond, $6.50. That's more half off stuff. Time to price some stuff live. Let me go ahead and pull this out. Let me figure out what I should mark it for. That only means one thing. I want to see this again with my own eyes. Let me click on this right now.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
So right now in my hand, I'm holding a record, and that record I'm scanning, and I'm about to tell you right now live what the price is. Now, this is either on black or colored vinyl. There's no hype sticker, so I really don't know. So how about I just price it like it's black vinyl, and this is sealed Lenny Kravitz for $29.99. Lenny Kravitz, $29.99. $29.99, Lenny Kravitz, $29.99. And this is sealed, and I'm going to try to get you a price right now.
So I understand your comment, Kissy Cat. I think I would only be interested in that if it had one song on it, and that's Sweet Caroline, because I love that song. But I already bought that Neil Diamond record that has that song. Added it to my collection. It may be in one of these boxes. I'm not sure if I've even opened it yet. So don't need another one. It wasn't that album.
That sold to him for $7.
What I will do sometimes, though, let's say that Neil Diamond album comes up, I'll just open another tab on my browser and do a search right quick. And on Wikipedia, you can pull it up really quick, and you can see what songs are on a particular record right quick. And if it's things that you like, then I can start bidding or try to buy that album if it's something I see what I would like to have.
Plug me into something. Henry Gross is sealed, $7.50. And we have Bachman Turner Overdrive head on, $7.50 on that one. Let's go ahead and put up another auction, and this time from the what crate? The bonus crate. Oh my goodness. 1985 USOG Oingo Boingo.
All right, I may have just bought a BTO album. I can deal with that.
Insert VG Plus condition.
Rico Bobby, I don't know what song. I didn't catch it because I'm not sure who Joe Jackson is.
Dead Man's Party is a $45 start. BTO is sold to Todd Saw. This Kiss Japanese CD is sold to
y'all saw me buy an album.
Thank you on that. Let's put that away. And then Eve 6.
Woohoo! Accomplished. I bought an album live. Bachman Turner Overdrive. Bought it on Collectco, live on YouTube. There you go. Success. Woohoo! Valerie said she would go for the BTO. I did, Valerie. I'll get it next week in my order in one of these boxes here. Like this one here. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. See the weather up there. It's kind of cleared off. Things have gotten much better in Texas. We have another front coming, though, I understand, this coming weekend. But we're going to have 2 or 3 days of really nice weather before that. But I see down at the bottom here at Collectco, there's a notification that shipping and invoicing will be delayed until Wednesday due to winter weather impacts.
Eve 6 has a new bid for $58.
So I think what I'm going to do, I believe
we have Oingo at 50, Oingo 45, Jason Forteratz at 45.
I think this was very successful. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. I love having y'all in. I enjoyed this live stream a lot. I've been going I'm 3 minutes short of 2 hours. So I'm going to call it. I started to say, you know what? Let's open another box. This is the box I got today, I think. And there's a lot more back here that I need to get open. So I'm going to commit to start doing these live streams about records and I want to get caught up and get everything that I've bought so far opened. So I'm going to do this more often. I don't know that be any regularly scheduled time, a date, and like every Wednesday at 3 p.m. or anything like that. I'll think about it. I need to get caught up. This was pretty cool. This whole thing with the popping the stuff up on the screen is new to Collectco. The dog and the O'Reilly thing from 30 years ago. That's pretty cool. They're pretty innovative. I would like to say I'm having mixed feelings about this. I'm prone to I need to stop, at 2 hours and say goodbye. Let's see. There's still 10 people here though, and with all the chat and everything, it seems like everybody's having fun. So I kind of feel guilty, like I'm taking up people's time or something, and then again, I'm pretty cool with it. So Aries World says it's 9:09 p.m. I guess it's 9:09 where I live too. Is that a smiley face or a frowny face? I can't. It looks like just like, I don't know. I'm tired. I don't know what that face means. Chris. Partay. Rico Bobby. Rico Bobby, where are you? What part of the country are you in, dude? I'm gonna turn chat up. I'm gonna communicate with y'all. I'm gonna chat with text like I normally would. Oh, Steve says open that box. Okay.
He's bidding $61 by putting $60 in a
Kissy Cat's supposed to be cleaning out closets. You saved him. Hey, Kissy Cat, you never know what you might find in those closets. You might find some highly desirable collectibles, some things you forgot about. You might find a bunch of silver that's worth $117 an ounce now. You just never know. You better get busy. Rico Bobby's on the crossroads of I-95 and NC-74. I'm guessing that's in North Carolina.
And then we have Blue Zoo 2x2,
30 miles south of the border.
I can do about Bill O'Reilly.
What border?
I'm watching
the Canadian border in Montana,
it's like 5 minutes behind,
Mexican border in Texas.
I had a feeling at least one person would say
I-95. I've heard of I-95. I'm not sure where that is.
There'll probably be more than that. Valentine Brothers, have a good time. Valentine Brothers,
you doubt it? I don't know, Kissy Cat. You've got, from what I've seen, a lot of really collectible things that you show on your channel. I love the glasses.
Boing goes at 105. Boing goes at 110. And then Eve
glasses, the cups.
Mike Cadrini, you've been outbid. I don't know what's going on.
SOB is a famous roadside attraction in South Carolina.
Could be 4 or 5 if Jim B's bidding on it. And then Bob Marley over here is called Soul Rebel.
Oh, so I had mentioned earlier that on Valerie's live stream that the pastor from Columbia would be on her live stream tomorrow, and that's not right. That's scheduled for correction here on February 24th, which is almost a month away. So thank you for correcting me, Valerie, and I'm sorry that I heard you wrong or I misremembered.
I'll try to sell them as a bundle. The last bundle sold, maybe we can sell some more bundles.
So what are we doing tomorrow, Valerie? What do we have to look forward to? I'm sure it'll be something fun. You and Steve, your live streams are great. Y'all be sure and watch Valerie's live stream. And if any of you don't know Valerie Reese, her channel is Valerie Reese. It's all about the adventure. Valerie, you're welcome to post a link to your live stream, which will be tomorrow evening. I assume she's been doing live streams on Tuesday evenings. Y'all come in and have fun with us.
We're in a half-off crate, no more, no less. Okay, here is another Magpie Salute. Now this one has a different hop sticker. It also says blue and white mix.
SOB. So what is SOB? Is it a amusement park? Is it a restaurant? Oh, south of the border. Oh, south of the border is an attraction. I got you, but I still don't know what it is. Is it?
I guess they're different. I'm not for sure, but
like Buc-ee's, or is it like Six Flags, or is it like Disney World, or?
And then I've got another one over here still, if anybody wants that one.
Zoo.
Adam Bernardi on slideshow.
Witty signs and sayings to draw folks in. Well, I'll have to look it up, Rico Bobby. I don't understand what it was.
Totally up to you. Now Eve
what it is.
$72 of Mike Cadrini. I think we're done on Oingo Boingo.
Okay, there's the link to Valerie's live stream tomorrow night.
We need more bonus crate pulls, and then John LeBady, I'm going
to check it out. Come join her and Steve. Steve is her husband. They're both United States Marines, retired Marines. You're not active Marines, but from what I understand, you're never a former Marine. Once you're a Marine, you're always a Marine.
$6.50. Let's go ahead and pull something else from what? The bonus crate.
Oh, so Rico Bobby says it's an amusement park, a zoo, shopping, nightclubs, and all back in its heyday. cool.
Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic.
It sounds like one of those things that would have been, you know, like Route 66 is so famous for all the different interesting things. You know, I'd like to, I don't think I would ever drive the entire length of Route 66, but I have really thought about doing a section and making YouTube videos, because that's kind of my thing, and has been long before I made YouTube videos. I'll tell you what I used to do. So in my work, one of my areas that I covered, I did regulatory compliance for a pipeline company. So I had to make sure that we complied with the federal and state regulations, and we're operating pipelines safely. And we had audits, state and federal audits all the time. I represented my company in audits. And to do this, I went to Colorado and New Mexico, in Alabama, in Michigan, in Louisiana, in a lot of different places in Texas and Oklahoma. But anyway, so when I would travel, some people, like my buddy the sock monkey, there's nothing wrong with this. When he needs to go somewhere, like if he had to go to Oklahoma City, we were having a team meeting, or he was going to be involved in an audit, an agency inspection, they called it. He does everything he can to make as few stops as possible, and has a radar detector, and he wants to get from point A to point B ASAP, and then get where he's going, and then go out to go get something to eat, or go see some sights or whatever, and then work the next day. I was very different. Like if I went to New Mexico, I could be there from where I live to Carlsbad, New Mexico. If I pushed it, I could be there in 8 or 9 hours or something. It would take me 12, 13 hours. I'd leave very early in the morning, because I'd go a different way, not the fastest way. I wouldn't take I-10 all the way as far as I could and cut off at Pecos. I'd go up through the Texas Hill Country, all the little mom and pop grocery stores in these little towns that have a population of 900. And there's a gas station and they sell burgers there. And I go in and I might spend a half an hour talking to the people that were sitting around drinking coffee and have a burger at that place. Some of the best burgers you find are at places like that, by the way. I just enjoy that, just stopping along the way and not being in any rush to get where I'm going, and just experience the trip, the journey, not the I have to get to the destination. I got to get there. That's just my nature. And I don't know if you could call it a waste of time, or you could call it very enjoyable time. And I enjoyed it. I love that, and I miss that. I think I could do that. From what I understand, along Route 66, that's what you're going to find even today. So I guess, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, let's see what's going on at Collectico.
$45 star. Now another bid for $75. Who wants to go ahead and bid $100? You got to ask yourself right now, do I want to purchase Eve 6? If I do, I'm going to have to bid $100 to win it. Victor Guerra on Sandy, and this is officially sold to Victor Guerra. And then over here we have Spoons. Spoons is at $10. I'm not for sure the reason this was started at $35. I'm going to have to go look it up myself. It sounds like it's a really rare, highly expensive, and super desirable record. I don't know what the deal is. We probably could have saved a lot of time starting it for like $100. Let's look up Eve 6 over here. Speak in code. Let's take a look at it. Eve 6, speak in code. Transparent red vinyl.
I don't know who Eve 6 is. I want to respond to something that Kissy Cat just said. Anybody doesn't know who I keep calling Kissy Cat, it's Texas Donkey 34 there. She says Astroworld and Busch Garden is all gone from Houston now. Let's talk about Astroworld. That is such a shame. What happened to Astroworld? Well, two things. Two things contributed to us no longer having Astroworld in Houston. The first one is people figured out, this is what I've read on the internet, so we know it's right. But I think it's true. I'm pretty sure it's true. So number one, people that had kids, like teenagers in Houston, and in the summertime, prime time for Astroworld, which was like Six Flags, and I think at some point Six Flags bought it and owned Astroworld. When Astroworld first opened, along with the Astrodome, right across the road from them, it was a wonderful amusement park. I went there probably 8 or 10 times in my life through over a period of 20, 25 years or something. It was great. It was a wonderful experience. So people would buy season passes, which were fairly inexpensive. And instead of, they would drop their kids off at the front gate. They had a season pass, so they didn't have to pay anything. And they got 2 or 3 kids, and a lot of people, not just a couple of families, figured out, hey, so the kids are spending the day, say 5 days a week, all summer long at Astroworld. And so just the natural order of things, some of these kids are not, let's just say they didn't spend a lot of time in church and doing family events, and they weren't raised as like you would hope. And they started forming gangs. And Astroworld got the reputation of being dangerous. There were big groups of kids that were like a gang of kids, and they were like bullies, and there was a lot of theft going on, and it was just very uncomfortable for, you wouldn't want to, say you have a family and you got 2 or 3 little kids and you want to take them to Astroworld, and it became a very negative experience. The other thing that happened was along about that same time, the property became so valuable because of its location that the profits from Astroworld, this is what I read, Kissy Cat. I just saw your comment. That wasn't it. This is a documentary type thing that this guy researched. I think there are 2 parts to it. Astroworld's profits, which at one time were very high, they were very successful, but they nosedived because their target clients quit coming because the experience had gone downhill. And the property, because of its location right there along the loop in Houston, had become so valuable. It was a no-brainer as a business decision for the people that owned it and controlled that property to sell it and for another development. And yeah. Hey, Sock, man, you're up late tonight. Didn't expect you to come in. Glad to see you, though. And we're fixing to end it. See you later. Good night. See you Friday at the live stream. I'm just kidding. We are going to end it soon, but not quite yet. We'll let everybody say hello. My friend the Sock Monkey has joined us, the K and Mac Project. If you don't know him, please connect, and vice versa. But anyway, I saw your comment about Astroworld, Kissy Cat. Bottom line, I'm sorry that it's gone. That was great to have that close by or in, South Central Texas. And it's a sad story. It was iconic, very much like the Astrodome. But now you'll have NRG Stadium for the rodeo and for other events and everything, but there was no replacement for Astroworld. And sad. I have a lot of fond memories there of being there. And it's not something that has to happen. If it's better managed, I think it could still be there. Six Flags over Texas is still up there in Dallas, right? And Six Flags has become the owner and operator of many other amusement parks across the country. So I'm not sure what the bottom line is of what led to the demise of, because Six Flags in Dallas, that property is very valuable too, and they haven't sold it. Well, I'm wondering, Kissy Cat, why would you not go to Six Flags in Dallas? Yeah, Sock Monkey's back to the moon landing being filmed at the Astrodome. All right. Okay, let's get back to Coletco and see what's going on, everybody. I'm gonna shrink myself. I've been prattling on.
Eve 6 is near mint minus and pristine. I would recommend going ahead and bidding $135. Blue is sold to either Adam Bernardi or Bob Panozniak. Y'all's decision. Right now it's at 135. This should be moving in huge increments. This should be getting bids, new bid at 111. Who wants to go ahead and bid $135? I'm going to reset the timer again. Final call on Alice Cooper. Final call on Alice Cooper at $50. Bob Panozniak does take blue for 5, Grateful Dead 35.35. Now Eve's at 111. Who wants to bid $135 on it? That's going to be the next benchmark. And then from there, it's going to get to 150. It may get up to 175 or 200. Right now, I'm going to try to bundle these together. This is a bundle deal on everything that's left in this crate for $150. You heard me correctly. Everything in this crate for $150. $150. That is the bundle deal. That's $3.75 each. Eve has a new bid for $135. It's up to one person, Jim B. So here's what I'm doing. I'm resetting the timer. Jim, you know what to do. You can say out or you can bid. There's the timer. It's at $135. Alice Cooper is right here, and that's sold to Angela Ledbetter for $50. And then Grateful Dead's at $40 with Kevin J. Reitz. Let's put that away. Let's put that right over here. Two $300 record. It's only at $135. I guess you got to be really wanting it, or you got to be really wanting to make some money off of it. One of the two things is going to influence the bid right now. One, you really want it, or two, you really want to make some money on it. Next auction is Buck Cherry. Buck Cherry is first time on vinyl, limited to $1,750, and this is sealed. A record store day, red with yellow swirl. Buck Cherry is a $55 start. $55 start on that. Grateful Dead 40, Grateful Dead 50. 3, 2, 1, sold. This is sold for $135 with Willard Dunham. That is sold. And then Grateful Dead's at 42, now 50 with Jay Beach. And there's Buck Cherry. Bundle deal. I may have to end the show if nobody buys these. Where are all my bundlers? The chances of finding a bundler right now, on this crate should be really high. There's 40 records left. You get an instant 80s collection, everything nice and sleeved for $150. I've got to figure out why we were just starting that record at a $35 start. That's what I was confused at. We could have saved a lot of time and trouble if we would have started that more like a $95 start. That would have been more like it. Laura marks stuff very fairly. I think that's why all of our auctions always do successful. And I think that's why when we mark stuff from these new arrival collections, there's pretty much nothing left when we're done. Let's grab another handful of stuff to price live right now on the screen in front of everybody. I'm grabbing a whole new handful. We've already blasted through almost 2 more of these plastic tubs tonight. That new collection of 4,400 is going to be gone before the end of the week. It's going to be like flash before your eyes, you know, just like Metallica Ride the Lightning. I seen Grateful Dead 43, Grateful Dead 55, and Jay Beach is already at 50. Right here, we have Grateful Dead at 50. Grateful Dead at 50. Grateful Dead at 50. He helped write and compose a song. Okay, that I did not know. I knew he was obviously in Metallica, but I didn't know the whole history of that. I did not know the whole history of that one. All right, here's our next auction. We have more Oingo Boingos. First, let's go ahead and see what's up with this one right here. Golly, look at all this stuff. Do we still got a Grateful Dead up? We do. Look at all these Grateful Dead records behind me. Holy crap. Let's go ahead and do a Crowded House here. Crowded House is an 86 USOG EX Plus condition, a $35 start. Crowded House with the original on her sleeve, a $35 start on that one, okay? Daniel Farrell said sold on everything left in here. So what I'm going to do, whoever's watching, I'm going to make this the start of the next crate, but I still got room in this crate here to fill up a few things, okay? So these are sold, $150. That's done. Let's put those away. Fantastical. And I'm going to make that the start of the next crate, whoever's watching. But right now,
okay, Valerie, thank you. I unmuted myself.
Crowded House already has a bid for 50. Buck Cherry's tied. Sean Sam bid 55. Mike Torrey's bid 55. Now, Grateful Dead is sold to Jay Beach.
I'm sorry, I was muted. The comment I made was how, I don't know if you caught that Chad said some of this is from a collection he bought of 4,400, or that Collectco bought of 4,400 records. And that is nowhere near the size of some of the collections they buy. But 4,400 is a lot, right? And even where do you put that? You have to have a lot of room to store 4,400 records. That's a pretty impressive collection. And like I say, they bought much bigger, tens of thousands of record collections they bought before. And sorry, I missed unmuting myself.
Crate he marked today, and I've got about 3 more crates to go through half off. And that pretty much means after tonight, we're going to have no new stuff is going to be left over. That's why I'm having to also mark it now. So I am once again on the horn trying to get somebody hired that's local or wants to move to Lebanon to help us mark stuff. I need somebody help posting pre-orders in the group. I need somebody's help marking stuff every day, because obviously we no longer can keep up with how fast we're marking stuff. I used to have 1 record pricer, then I've got 2 record pricers, now I've got 3 record pricers, and now I'm going to need 4 record pricers. I probably could use 5. So if you're anywhere remotely close to Lebanon and you're very knowledgeable about records and you have a clean record and you're not on drugs, I can probably hire you to price records here. So let me know if that's a gig that you want. This next record is at a great price. It is sealed, limited edition sky blue vinyl, $39.99. Charlie Brown. We're going to be pricing stuff live. Charlie Brown, Jazz Impressions of a Boy Named Charlie Brown, Vince Guaraldi Trio, $39.99. $39.99, okay? This is done. Boom. And that is sealed, okay? Now, over here, Buck Cherry got a new bid for 58, which means Sean Sam, you've been outbid. And then over here, Crowded House, the last bid was the only bid, Amenities 50, sold $50. That's done. Let's put that right over here, okay? Next, let's go ahead and put up another auction. I've got them galore tonight. Anybody want to bid on Houdini? Houdini's an 84 US repress, an Indianapolis press, near mint minus, a $15 start. $15 start on that. Joey Sorge over on YouTube is in on the Charlie Brown for $39.99. He's out on Buck Cherry. That's sold to Mike Torrey's for $58. So right now we got Houdini Escape, near mint minus, $15 start. That's up for bid. We're about to put up a half off crate. It's actually on the table right now. But first, we need more auctions. The Psychedelic Furs, nice. An 84 USOG Pittman, near mint minus, a $25 start. A $25 start on that. The Psychedelic Furs, that is called Mirror Moves. A $25 start on that. And then our next auction from the bonus crate is the Grateful Dead set. I told y'all I had a lot more Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead set. And this is an 81 USOG Hop Hog, VG Plus condition with the original inner sleeves, Grateful Dead, a $35 start, dead set. Okay? $35 start, dead set. All right, let's do a half-off crate, no more, no less. I'm about ready for a new monster refill, though, to keep this adrenaline pumping. It's been a great night not to have much new stuff priced, but I figured most people are snowed and then losing their mind like I did yesterday. I mean, I just can't stay at home. So now if I was at home and had something like this to watch, sign me up. But I watched enough TV and movies yesterday to cause somebody to go crazy. Okay, no Japanese, none that's ready. I'm digging through. I might find some of these tubs, but whenever Seth brings back whatever he left with on Saturday / Sunday morning, whenever he was here, that should be a ton that should be coming back. So let's do a half-off crate. Let me refill my drink here right quick.
Yeah, this was fun, everybody. I think it's time to call it a night. I so appreciate all of y'all for hanging in with me this long. My last live stream went a little over 2 hours, and it was a record, almost double the longest the other one. And it's not like a surprise. I had already decided. I've been thinking about it. Why do I cut it off in an hour? A lot of times there were 15, 18 people and they were having a good time. Everybody's chatting back and forth. And I said, oh, it's been an hour. I got to stop it. Why? I hang out at live streams all the time. And some people live stream all day long, 6, 8 hours or 2, 3 times a day. They don't worry about how long they've been live streaming. People can come and go as they wish. They don't worry about it. They just do what they do. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take that attitude. If it's fun and I'm having fun and I'm not ready to go to bed or got something to go do and I'm live streaming and I have friends in there and we're all having a good time, cool. But I don't know. It just seems like now's the time to do this. I'm going to do this again. This was fun. I might look for a time to do this regularly, like on Saturday night or Friday night after I get back home from doing the live stream with the Sock Monkey. If he's still here, my friend that was here a little earlier, the K and Mac Project, we do his live stream every Friday night at 5 p.m. Central. So that would be 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, and 3 Pacific. And we have a lot of fun. And any of y'all don't know about it, come join us. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure you don't have a link ready for this Friday's live stream. But the K and Mac Project, he just left a comment. I am. So if y'all aren't connected to the K and Mac Project, please do. He's a really good dude and a really good friend of mine, and I would appreciate if you connect to him. So Rico Bobby, I appreciate you coming in and great comments, and I look forward to seeing your albums and getting to know you better. I watch your videos, and you have like a FM radio DJ voice, dude. You should be like, you could do voiceovers for money. You got one of those voices that just sticks with people. I don't know. I like it. You're cool. And thank you all. Thank you, Kissy Cat, for all the interaction. You were great. Steve, thank you for coming in. Thank you. You're awesome. Y'all are such good folks. I really appreciate every one of you. I'm not sure who all's still here. Tomorrow night is Valerie Reese's live stream. Valerie Reese, it's all about the adventure. y'all be sure and y'all come join us. I don't know if Barry's still here. Thank you, Barry. Love you, dude. Thanks for hanging out. And Collector Holic. Don't know if he's still here. I'm scrolling back in the chat trying to not miss anybody. And if I did, I don't know who's still here or not. There's still 9 people here. Treat other people the way that you want to be treated. And it's cold everywhere. So think about those critters. If you have any animals or you see any animals that look like they're in distress, and give them a warm place to stay tonight, okay? Or any time that it's cold. Give them something to eat if things are tough. Chris, thank you so much for stopping in. I'm really sorry about the whole rug thing. I'm a dummy. It's like Fred Sanford used to tell Lamont, you dummy. So you have every right, Chris, to tell me, Todd saw you dummy. I didn't do it on purpose. It is what it is. Collector Holic, thank you. Love you guys. Let's see, did I send your box yet? I don't think I did. Got mixed up. I just sent a box out to Barry, and somebody else. Oh, to Chris, to Iris World. But I didn't send it to Chris. There's something on the way to the warden for her kitchen, but he's already seen it. I showed it on a Sock Monkey live stream. Good night, folks. Good night. Thank you so much. I love you all. God bless you. I'm out of here.